going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Tristin TaZe. Hope you all are having a wonderful, fantastic day. And in today's video, guys, what I have for you is something a little bit different here on the channel. Today, we're going to be doing a smartphone unboxing. This phone I've had for a little bit of time, and there's been a lot of people making videos about this and calling it the flagship killer. So I thought today I would share it with you guys, and that phone is the Umidigi F1. With that being said, guys, let's get to it. Alright guys, so what we have here is the Umidigi F1 in the box. Here are all the specs on the back for you guys to check out. I'm also going to read it to you guys here. So we have a Helio P60 processor. That is a 2.0 gigahertz processor. For the operating system, we have Android 9.0, so that's Android Pie. For this memory, we have 4 gigs of memory, and we have 128 gigs of storage included into this. Again, you're going to have better performance and more, ability to do a lot of multitasking when it comes down to it. For the SIM, you can do 2 nano SIMs if you want to have 2 phone numbers on this one phone, or you can have 1 nano SIM and 1 SD card, and the SD card can go up to 256 gigs on this device. The battery is a whopping 5150 milliamp hour battery, and when it comes down to it, keep in mind that actually my iPhone 6s, which is a wonderful phone, only has about 1710 milliamp hour battery, and even then you have to remember that Apple has gotten backlash in the past for slowing down iPhones and decreasing the battery through system updates. 6.3-inch full HD display, 1080 by 2340 pixels. For the camera, we have a back 16 megapixel plus 8 megapixel, so there's dual cameras. There is a flash on this, and it has a 16 megapixel front selfie camera. And then a lot of you guys are going to be wondering about all the bands on this and stuff like that. This does work on Verizon. This does work on Verizon. I guarantee you that. I've tried it on Verizon, and I know that in order to get like 4G on it, you have to go in and configure the APN settings and stuff like that. So let's get to the device. So we have a nice little thing first here that says, obviously, building a great phone is hard enough, so building a great phone on a budget should be indefinitely more difficult, and blah blah blah. Now, moving forward with that, I've already set up this phone as well, so I apologize for that, guys. But this is the phone itself, so obviously take a little bit of a nice look. I haven't taken off the back screen protectors or anything like that. So this is the device. It's got a nice water drop notch. It's got a little bit of a chin, but of course not too noticeable of a chin when it comes down to it. It's got a nice, like really nice, sleek, but small silicone case, which is nice that it comes with a case. So we have the 16 megapixel camera right here. We have an 8 megapixel camera right there. We have a flashlight. We have the fingerprint sensor on the bottom. We have the Type-C charger right here. We have a headphone jack, and as well we have a nice little speaker that is built into the device and stuff like that. So this is actually really nice build quality. It is plastic on the back, but that is because this allows for NFC, so stuff like Google Play can be done on this device for those who want to use Google Play or whatever it may be. Now, to show you guys, you have the volume up and volume down on this side. Here's the power, so really nice. On this side here, you have the SD card, which again, or the SD and SIM tray, which I'll actually pop out for those of you guys who actually want to see it and stuff like that. Do it like that, and then like I said, you guys can have this one is for the TF, this one is for your SIM 2, which SIM 2 basically is what you would put your actual like phone SIM into and everything like that. It does come with a quick start guide for those who really want to be able to use the device and everything like that. Now, going as far as from there, again, it's got a nice little branded envelope with the quick start guide, which says link to the world. So that's pretty nice. Now, keep in mind that this is a Chinese European company. So in the box, as you guys can see, it looks like this would have been made for a European, but it comes with its own fast charger for the United States, which is freaking awesome. Another one, what you have here is a nice red Type-C cable, which reminds me a little bit of something from the OnePlus 6T, which is just absolutely really nice. Guys, that obviously when you look here, you don't see any virtual buttons. And some of you guys are going to be wondering, did they get rid of virtual buttons, or, you know, what's up? What's the deal? Well, what you do is you go to your smart assistant in the settings, and you can actually change it to a slippery gesture. So I have it to returning on the right. So obviously returning on the right does this. The middle would bring it to home, and the left, you can end up seeing like all the apps that you have open and stuff like that. As far as it goes with the camera, that is where we're going to take a look at. So when it comes to it, we have time-lapse, we have video, we have photo, pro, and bokeh. So the photo, again, is supposed to be 16 megapixels on the back plus 8 megapixels on the back as well. So it has a picture size of 16 meg, which is 4:3. So actually pretty nice. A nice relative photo, seeing how things are here. And I'll show you guys with my phone. So that is with not the best focus. Obviously, you know, I just went and took that photo. So it has a 1.7 aperture. It has a ISO of 978, and it did it with a 1/14th shutter speed, which is actually pretty nice. Now when it comes to Pro, this is what I like. So you can actually change the white balance, the ISO, and the exposure. So if I wanted to change the exposure, I could go as high as 2. If I wanted to do -2, I could do -2, and that actually looks pretty nice. When it goes down to it, you have the ISO, which you can do 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600, or auto. That is what it would look like with that. So that's actually pretty nice. When it comes to the video, however, this is one thing that I'm not happy about. This phone only shoots in 1080 30 FPS. Some people say go into open camera and, you know, you can shoot in 4K then. That is forcing a, you know, third-party hack onto the phone where it can say that it's shooting in 4K 30 FPS or 1080 60 FPS or even 1080 120 FPS, but that obviously is not the case. So the song that we're going to be testing on this device is Starset's Breaking It Down version 2.0 from the album Vessels 2.0. This was made with a better bass and stuff like that, so hopefully we're going to get really nice audio, really nice levels, be able to hear that bass, and even the vocals be very good. So here we go. That's actually really good, and this is at full audio. This is at full volume. So what are my final thoughts about the Umidigi F1? Pros, cons, do I think you guys should buy this device? And is it something that I think you guys should, you know, swap out your iPhones or Samsungs for at this point in time? So, first off, yes, I absolutely love this device. It is amazing for the fact of how nice and how small this is, and the fact it doesn't feel like a brick with a 5,000 milliamp hour battery in it is insane. The fact that you can add twice as much storage to it as what's installed on this device is wonderful. The screen is amazing. The fact that I showed you guys you can do a full HD display with this device is wonderful. Having the 3.5mm headphone jack is wonderful because you don't have to have a stupid adapter compared to other phones like the iPhone X or whatever else may be out there on the market. The fact that you guarantee know that this phone does work on stuff like on Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile is great. I don't know about Sprint. I've heard it works on Sprint, but don't quote me on that. So, again, the pros, really great sound quality, really decent camera. Again, that's in the photo department. One of the cons I have is in the video department for the camera. But as well, guys, again, the full screen, you know, I think even on this device with like YouTube videos, you can pinch to zoom into the full display. So that's even like better than, you know, on an iPhone, which you're stuck to just the screen to body ratio that the iPhone has or the Samsung, you know, phones out there have. Now, this company is making some moves right now because there was an article I saw from Gizmo China, which actually stated that this company, Umidigi, right, is making a phone that has a triple lens camera setup with 128 wide angle, a Helio P30. I don't know what the difference between a P35 and a P60 processor is. $150, people, and it has about 1,000 less milliamp hour battery than this phone. So it has like a 4150, and it has, I believe, a 16 megapixel plus like a 5 and a 5 on the back, with like a 8 megapixel on the front, which is still better than anything for $150 that's out there on the market. So this company is definitely making moves. It's lacking in what it can do video recording wise, because on my iPhone 6s, I'm shooting this right now actually in 1080 60 FPS. So if Umidigi can do something like a software update and maybe get this 1080 60 FPS or 4K 30 FPS or whatever it may be out there, I'd be personally fine with rebuying this phone in the future and stuff like that. For $220, this is not a bad phone at all. Of course, I'm going to leave the link on Amazon to where you guys can find this and stuff like that. And of course, people have bought this in the past on sites like AliExpress and on Amazon as well. So you're not just buying a random no-name product from your boy. You're actually getting a decent phone and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, please make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. And with that being said, my name is Tristin. I'll see all of you in the next one.